And with that being said, welcome back, gamers, to the Experience Points podcast for the third time. It's been a minute. I am your host, Cyrus, aka Zero Sin, and this is episode 30 on 18th, 2021. And I am joined by the shiny witch, Kim.
Hello.
Eric, Mr. Bruised Up Old Man Jones.
Woo!
BWO. And last but not least, Kevin the Great.
Wait, know what? I'm not the Great. That's Kim.
What is happening right now? You just destroyed my awesome intro. How dare you? On today's episode,
What's up, all?
We are going to chit-chat about the ghosts of gaming past. All the things that don't exist anymore, that we wish would come back, and some things that are kind of fading out. That's right, because it's an evolution of gaming, and it's happening. But before we get started, I do want to take a moment of silence, because Eric's grandmother did pass away, but I do want to pay our respects on the podcast and just take a moment to have a little silence. So. Alrighty. Quick story about Eric's grandmother. She made the best freaking hamburgers that I've ever had, and I'm not even joking. I've had some doozies of burgers, but those bad boys were perfect. I still don't know what she did to them, but they were so freaking good. I love them. All right.
Yes, they were quite delicious.
Yes, they were. They're like little sliders. They were just... She put them on. I think she used butter, maybe some salt and pepper. She didn't use much, but she just slapped them on there, and we each got like 3 apiece. We would be outside playing basketball, and we would come in from a hot, sweaty Chicago day and just mac some burgers, then go play some freaking GoldenEye for a couple hours, which was a great memory that I'll always cherish, for real. Which leads us to our topic, and I'm bringing up the first thing that does not exist anymore in gaming, and that's corded controllers. Because controllers
That's
are
not
all...
true.
What?
They do actually still exist.
They sell them all the time.
You can buy an Xbox
I'm sorry.
controller.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin it, but I had to. I couldn't let it go.
Your new nickname is Kevin the Dream Killer. Okay, so overall.
Default wired controllers. How's that?
Thank you. You know what the frick I meant, damn it. Most base consoles nowadays do not come with corded controllers. Of course they sell corded controllers on the side. I have several in my freaking my GameCube right here where I keep all my stuff. And
Some gamers prefer the
No
corded
relation
ones.
to the Nintendo GameCube, by the way.
Really? Are we gonna get sued? Both of you. Just get me tonight.
No, some people prefer the wired ones because they say it has better response time.
Yes, and I was actually going to say that.
Sorry.
When I was using, you're fine. When I was using a specific way to play games on PC, older games, and definitely not emulation, I tried to use a wireless PlayStation 4 controller, and that thing just disconnected and it lagged, and it was a pain in the ass. Had to keep every time it would drop out, I would have to reset it and reconfigure the buttons, which is a pain in the ass.
Was that the PS3 controller?
It was a PS4 controller.
No, PS4.
Oh, because I don't know. They may have patched it later to make it work a little bit better without realizing that's what they were doing. Because I did play the PS4, use the PS4 controller Bluetooth plug and play without any like third party programs, and it worked pretty good. Wasn't perfect because it was kind of laggy, but I never had disconnect issues.
Well, I even
the
had
PS5 controller works real well Bluetooth with Final Fantasy 14 at least.
No, I see. Well, I
And the
even
first mission of Final Fantasy 14 of the night.
more to come. I even had that damn thing like tethered to my PC, and it's still disconnected. So it was just a pain. But back in the day, corded controllers, you could do things like swing them at your brother at high speeds.
Use them as a
Is that like
grappling hook.
in high demand type of thing or something?
I broke mini. What happened?
Is that like in high demand, like the need to swing a controller at somebody?
It was actually
Yeah, for black
on
people.
the PlayStation 1 commercial. You could swing it at your brother while you play Tekken. That was just a thing. That's how it was. But
Jeez.
my freaking brother used to piss me off so bad playing because he cheated all the time because he is and was very bad at gaming, so he would always lose. And he would slap the controller out of my hands. He would push it away. I think I told this story before, but one time he cheated at Mario Kart, and I was so mad because I beat him like 6 times, and like this last time was like for the end all be all bragging rights.
The
So
champ.
he slapped the controller out of my hand. And I was like, "You son of a bitch!" So I took it and I swung it around like a freaking grappling hook. And I aimed right for his knee. The controller exploded over his knee, and he could not walk straight for like a week. It was the funniest thing.
Knocking the controller out of your opponent's hand is legit.
Douchebag.
You know it. I know it.
Oh, I know it would get your knee broken.
As the person getting the controller knocked out of your hand, you need to be faster. It's just part of getting good.
Well, he was not fast
No.
enough to
No,
not
no,
use a cane the rest of that week.
You need to get good at the damn game. That's what you need to do. There
Thank
ain't nothing
you,
about being
Jones.
fast
Thank
and
you.
important. You need to have some freaking fair play. I can't stand when people be doing that kind of crap.
Mission accomplished. I made Eric rant.
He was waiting for that too.
Good job.
Baited the hell out of you on that one. Kim, is there anything that you missed from the golden years of gaming? I know that you said that you're fairly new to gaming, but you said you started on the PS3 era, correct?
I technically started on the PS2,
Oh, very nice.
She played Nintendo games.
but
I thought
honestly,
you started on the
all
Game
that
Boy
old school-
Color.
Well, okay, I've even played Atari, so I
I
do
love
go
Atari.
back. I do go back a ways, but honestly, every time you say corded controllers, battery packs, memory cards, all that shit, I do not miss at all.
Well. To be fair, the topic isn't if you missed it. The topic is Ghosts of Gaming Past.
If you're saying ghosts and the fact that they haunt me, and I wake up in a cold sweat, like oh, thank God it was just me.
She has nightmares about memory cards floating around her.
Oh my God!
I think we all had a few nightmares about memory
Are
cards.
the worst. I can't tell you how many. Like I've lost a few games because I misplaced a memory card.
Despite
I didn't
all
mean
the
to play- you
problems,
mean
Memory cards just suck.
despite all the problems with memory cards, I still loved mine to death. I mean, I had so many accidents. I had my freaking friend Juan from Chicago. What's up, Apocalypse? He saved over his 1 hour file over my 60-hour file on Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
I had the black chocobo and everything in that damn game, and this fool was playing for an hour, and he was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna save right here." You some bitch.
Yeah.
I would have killed them.
That's
I'm not
that's
gonna
a
lie
hard
to you. If that ever happened to my Final Fantasy something did, I would have killed them.
Maybe
I
so.
mean,
wouldn't
I had
even
a,
like
I had a
to
the
damn
main-
massive
get his
about
own
Final
memory
Fantasy
card.
7 file on a PlayStation 2 memory card.
the main rule with memory cards, your friend goes, "Hey, can I save my game?" You go,
Nope.
"Hey, you got your memory card?"
Yes.
And then the biggest rule about memory cards is don't buy third party. If it's got multiple pages,
Oh
it's
my
gonna
God.
crash.
Mad
Oh,
Cats.
you remember?
Speaking
hey,
of
you
things
remember
that
story. I
Speaking
told
of things
you,
that
I
don't
was-
exist
I
anymore,
went to
Mad
a damn-
Cats.
I went on that damn thing with a hammer. I literally got a hammer and destroyed a freaking Mad Cat's memory card. Those multi-page things were the worst ever.
I never bought those. I just had multiple official Sony ones.
That's the best way to do it because you wonder, oh, there's 12 pages and it costs less than a regular memory card. I wonder why.
And games that I finished once Final Fantasy 11 came out, I transferred all the games to the hard drive, the ones that were finished.
I see. No,
I think I
smart.
might have done that too, but my hard drive also had an issue. We had a lightning storm, electrical storm. My poor hard drive literally got
No,
destroyed from a
the
lightning
the
strike.
the only issue with the PS2 hard drive is that it was shit. That was it.
Yeah, you don't say.
It
You
was
don't
not
say.
good.
Well,
That's very specific.
It was
It
basically a
was
40
literally only
gig
made
flash
for Final
drive
Fantasy.
well, I mean,
and
It was
Resident
literally only
Evil
made for Final Fantasy 11, and
and
yeah,
Resident
that one
Evil
game.
that everybody
Oh, and
hated.
Twisted Metal Black. No, no, not Twisted. Yeah, I think Twisted Metal Black. No, no, that was a net. That was a network adapter
No,
thing or whatever.
it was Resident Evil. It was the only Resident Evil multiplayer game. It was on the
Oh
PS2,
God, that
and it
game was
sucked
terrible
ass.
too.
From what I
Yeah,
heard,
I remember.
everybody would go on there, and like my friend would always complain about how he wanted to enjoy the levels and like get immersed into the scariness of it and everything. And
mhm.
everybody just like, okay, go here, go here, go here, and done.
That's just
It
sad.
was a really. I mean, it was a cool aspect at the time, but they really didn't think that game out enough when it originally came out.
I'd play a Resident Evil MMO, maybe a
Uh,
big maybe.
yeah.
I'm gonna stick to Final Fantasy because I don't want to
That's
be
all you know.
sleeping in a damn nemesis, sleeping in a damn nemesis comes busted out to my house. Sure.
Hey, we gotta be prepared for the zombie apocalypse. The only ones that are gonna be alive are gamers.
That's right.
That's true.
That's 100% true. Does anybody remember the Super Game Boy?
Yeah, I
Of
have
course
them.
I do.
That's good
I
stuff.
have one as well.
I
And I
love
also
that.
have the GameCube version,
I love
Game
that
Boy
thing.
Advance
So did
player.
I.
I was so
So did
happy about
I.
that thing when it came out. That's good stuff.
I used to watch the frames. I think the frame that I liked the most on the Super Game Boy was the one where it's like like a house out in the woods or something. I don't know if it was the woods. There was only one house, but
I think my favorite one was
if you
Space.
let it go to sleep, if you let the game the sleep timer pop in and
Uh-huh.
it started moving,
Mm-hmm.
like there was like a little family that lived in that house and they would leave for work and come home and there was like a whole night day cycle.
They were alive in the
This dude was
game?
bored.
Bar? No,
You
but
know,
I'm
the
actually
whole
with
thing.
Kevin on stuff like that because I love little little hidden little hidden things like that when it comes to games and stuff like that. Like the several different openers for the GameCube that nobody knew about until like later on. I love little
Five
stuff like
years
that.
ago.
I know, right?
Well, I would when I beat Mystic Quest, also known as North America Final Fantasy.
That sounds terrible.
So all the enemies, there was no random battles in that game.
Uh-huh.
All the enemies were out in the open, and you had to fight them in order to get past them.
Mm.
But at the end, the main character and the person that ended with him, because you would get like multiple partners throughout the game.
Giggity.
Giggity. Shut up.
Speaking of hoes.
It was you never had more than one person on at your side, so you always have like a second player or a person in the story, and they would just swap out and stuff. But the one of the last people that you party up with and you take out the last boss, at the end, your main character and that character go on a ship to go out on an adventure, and
Spoilers.
on the end screen, it just shows their boat, and it just shows two little dots running back and forth, like they're trying to like take care of the ship and keep it sailing and stuff. It was just really interesting for me to watch as a kid, like imagining what they're doing and stuff.
I got you. I actually really miss cartridges, like the old school Super Nintendo cartridges. I miss those like with a passion. It was so great.
Even though they're big as hell, I agree.
Yeah, they were big as hell, but they had feel to them. I mean, the freaking Switch cartridges now. I mean, I understand,
Those are terrible.
but I
I
mean, you
don't like
can
those at all. They're so
glue those
little
damn
and
things. You can
Hey
you
delicate.
can
Eric,
you can
what
eat them.
what do they taste like? What do they taste like, Eric?
I don't know. You tell me. You had it first.
What is happening
You
right now?
sampled it before I did.
Eh,
What?
Nintendo has confirmed. I googled this because somebody at my work had asked me about it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they have a taste deterrent on all cartridges for the Switch.
Okay.
It's like it's supposed to taste like super bitter and nasty, so that
I've
you
never wanted to
so
see
the
cartridge
kids don't
one.
put it
No,
in
Alexa.
their mouth and swallow it.
And pets, probably.
I don't know. You haven't met our cats.
Not yet. In a month, I will.
I think they would still eat
I
it.
haven't met like 3 of them.
He just hides when Eric comes around. Like, oh, here comes blackout. Let's hide.
No, like Luna's definitely new. Um,
So are the boys.
English is new. And let's see. I don't think I met Frederick either. I think all 3 of them are new.
Gotcha. I look forward to meeting them too.
They're jackasses.
God help you.
I love cats. It's gonna be fun. There's some that's kind of around still, but I mean, like for like the bigger games, they do have game guides now, but game guides are a lot more important back in the day because the internet was not a thing. So they had to. Oh, dude. What about those old school hotlines that you had to call to get help for a game?
Oh man, those
I
things that
think
get you in trouble fast.
For $5.99 a minute, we can help you with Zelda.
Are you sure
I
that
try.
isn't? Are you sure you aren't getting that mistaken with like a little sex hotline or something?
To be 100% honest, I've only ever called those one time. I was very curious as to what it was like, so I called one time. But actually, I've
I
never
The
almost
gaming one or the sex one?
the sex one. But I've never called an actual game hotline before.
I almost tried to call the game hotline for Links of the Past, but ended up not. I chickened out because that was money.
I
Everything.
never have
Man,
done
that was like the thing for the 90s. That was like
Oh yeah.
the thing. Like, call this number, pay us money. Come on, your parents, just get your credit card.
Oh, I won't lie. Yeah, that's right. Because I go back to have this Tale and the Psychic Friends Network.
Oh Lord.
I
Really?
All
personally
the
never heard
time.
of it until after it was dead.
Wait, what was
But I
that?
will admit, I did call it Wrestling Hotline, but it was free. I think it was free.
The hell you call a wrestling hotline for?
He
I
wanted
like
to
to
he
get
wanted to do some over
information.
the phone wrestling.
This is like back before like Raw was even live. Like you call it like a day in advance. I'm surprised how Vince
Come
McMahon
on,
won the
baby, body
freaking
slam me.
WWE title before shut up. You a wrestler fan since I was here
Suplex me,
now.
baby. Elbow drop me right now.
Whatever. It ain't a sex
Hey,
wrestling hotline.
don't judge. Everybody has their kinks.
Uh,
Pretend I'm Macho Man Randy
Anyway,
Savage. Oh yeah.
anyways, back on the topic, since even the host can't do it right now. A thing that I do miss, and even though I don't miss it, but I do miss it, the multi-tap adapters.
Oh,
You know, the thing that lets you play multiplayer on things like Super Nintendo and
those
stuff.
things were a pain
That
in
was
the
all.
You don't
ass.
need those though. You don't need those now with the Bluetooth.
Did you not hear me say? Do not hear me say I did not necessarily miss them, but I do miss them at the same time.
Okay, on
I
that
There's
did
no
note,
need them back in the day. Like
on that
NBA
note, the thing that was
This felt
very,
better than playing NBA Jam Tournament Edition on Super Nintendo with 4 people.
and that's 100% true. But along the same lines, the thing that I thought was innovative but retarded at the same time were the freaking link cables for the GBAs and the GameCube. Yeah, that was just weird. Like
You
you
mean
had
the
to
ones
play
that actually let you connect the two?
right, but yeah,
so you can play it as a
there was
controller.
one player that played. No. There was one player. I forgot what game it was. It was a Legend of Zelda game, but it was
Yeah,
I
Four
don't. Oh,
Swords.
Legend of Zelda
Four
4
Swords
Swords.
Adventures.
right. But each person had to have their GBA hooked up to the freaking thing to play it.
It was like that with Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles too.
Crystal
Yes,
Chronicles.
it
Yeah.
was. It was. Which is a game that we stopped playing pretty quickly.
I don't even
Yeah,
know why, but we did.
that was a regret buy.
That was a regret by for
It
me.
wasn't that bad. I mean, it was, but
So
My game was
I
bad.
got
yeah.
so a couple things for me. Uh, Toys to Life.
Okay.
Not saying I
The
miss
hell
it.
is that?
I mean, Amiibos still exist because Nintendo's
Amiibos are
gonna clutch
nowhere near
that
the
shit.
same thing. Amiibos need to have a
No,
lot more
I'm talking about
functionality.
like the Lego Disney
Oh, I
Skylanders.
know exactly what you're talking about. But what I'm saying is, if the Amiibo had the functionality of the Toys to Life things, because the last one to come out was the one for that damn spaceship game that I got for my Switch. I love that damn game. But you can build your ship on the
Spaceship
fly.
game.
You can take pieces off. The ship attaches to your controller, and you can
Yeah.
take like the wings off and the freaking the guns off, and you could build different guns that way. And it switches in game live. It's really freaking cool.
I
But
think anymore the Toys to Life is basically just Amiibos anymore. Um, like I mean, to an extent because like even Nintendo designates it to basically Smash characters anymore,
and
other
that's
than like
Mm-hmm.
the one-off amiibo they'll do that lets you teleport in Zelda.
right.
Power
Um,
Sword, or
and I don't
whatever they
even know
might do
what
with Metroid
I
Dread.
don't even know what the Metroid Dread amiibos are supposed to even do.
It lets you save your game.
Well,
But
there's
I
actually
had
one that allows you to like save anywhere or teleport anywhere.
teleport anywhere. That's the Skyward Sword one.
That's what it is.
Other than
But
that,
I mean, you know,
I didn't get into the other one. I got into Skylanders, and I actually own all the Skylanders.
Mm-hmm.
So
all of them, every
when
single one.
that franchise, pretty much, yeah, when that franchise ended, my wallet was happier, and Kim was less angry with me. Um,
I bet.
but the other thing is a game series that is no longer around that I do miss because I can give or take it or leave it with the Toys of Life. But the game I miss series is Breath of Fire.
Breath of Fire is fantastic.
Everybody misses Breath
And
of
you
Fire.
still need to do a retro gaming session episode with me for that game. We should do it tonight. But I digress.
Yeah,
Continue.
you all should.
Continue.
Yeah,
Kim.
you got homework now.
Oh, Kim the Great.
Yes. You. What? What does that have to have? Enough. Okay, he has enough
hear
that
you.
we have no storage for it.
It's not true. It's right in the
They have
closet.
to buy more storage
They're
for it or
in
something, or they don't have
bins.
enough storage.
Like,
Oh,
Those are just
plastic.
Skylanders.
Oh yeah, the Skylanders.
The amiibos are in a
I think
cabinet.
he was. I think he was asking about a combination of all of it, though.
Yes, I was asking about every single one of them. Like, how many does he have? Is it hundreds or?
I can't.
Is it
quantify.
over 9,000?
There's drama much.
Come on, that's
No,
a
he needs
classic.
drama mean.
That is a classic line.
No,
Classic.
Kevin would probably be able to answer that one better, but it's really hard to say. But
I don't know.
He sounds so sad when he said it. Oh, poor baby.
He has a lot, I'm sure.
because
He
it's
said
just
kind
don't
of-
know.
every single.
it'd be
He
a big
said he has almost
answer.
every Skylander, and I mean, there was like at least 6 Skylander games. Those bad boys came out like once every fall.
But the cool thing about those is like
That
when
wasn't
you,
my fault. That was Kim's fault for buying it for our daughter, and then she fell out of it. And I was like, "Hey, this is a Spyro game. That's pretty cool. I want that."
No,
But the
Lord.
great thing about those games is, and those Toys of Life things, is that when you like put it, on the little pad or whatever, they popped right in the game, and you can control the character right then and there. You could just swap.
Yeah, but
out.
I mean, they were kind of basically physical DLCs.
Okay.
But I mean,
Like
you had to have one
literally,
to play as well.
they were physical DLCs because you basically buy the character.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference was is that some of the harder to find ones were scalped a lot, and so it was like DLC that was like subjugated to scalper rules as well.
I see.
Um, but yeah, it was. I mean, there are a lot of cool characters. I will say that. I mean, for Skylanders at least. And then
Mm-hmm.
the last one, you got these crystals that you would put on there, and you could create your own characters.
I think I remember that.
And that was cool. I never finished that game. I need to go back and finish it just to finish it.
2 weeks later, I bought more Skyland.
There
No,
are
no, the series, they actually discontinued the series. They tried to do a mobile game, and I think it like really, really flopped big.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, they haven't had Imaginators was the last one that was I think like 3 years ago now.
Shit, probably longer than that, yeah.
But there was one really cool find I got was it was for the turbocharged ones where there was racers and stuff,
Okay.
and there was actually Donkey Kong and Bowser got put into that game for the Wii version.
Nice.
But one of the characters I found used at GameStop. It was just a physical variant. It didn't like look different in the game or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a Christmas variant. It was only given out to EA employees.
Wow.
So like this was like super rare, and I found it, and it also had I think a hand painted blemish on it, like a mistake on it as well.
I see. So the question is, did you keep them in the box for resale later, or did
No,
you?
it was already used, so
Oh,
it
gotcha.
was not in the box.
Gotcha.
But still pretty hard to find. So that was kind of cool.
Sweet. Cool beans. Is there anything else you guys can think of as far as things that
I just want to turn into a dragon.
How does that? Huh? Oh,
Breath fire, you jackass!
oh right.
I freaking something else that I really do miss. I miss going to like legit arcades. I know arcades still exist, but they're far and few in between.
They
And
opened one up at the mall in Madison that we didn't realize about.
Oh, maybe we should go in September.
Not
No.
that one. No.
No.
She wants to show you Geeks Mania instead.
Maybe we should go to Geeks Mania in September.
That one's better.
Why not both?
Why not both? There you
Because
go.
the other one is bootleg as hell. And that's how you guys would say.
She's using Chicago slang. Good girl. Back in the day, I used to walk to work because my first job was, as everybody knows, at Popeye's Chicken, and it was right across the street from an arcade. And I used to go to work an hour before work and play Marvel vs. Capcom, and just like get my ass kicked every
Let's
single
go
day.
crazy.
But I always had a pocket full of quarters and a pocket full of gummy worms, and I would just pop and play. That was good memories, man. Good times. I was so sad when they closed that down, and
I hope you had the gummy worms in a plastic bag. By the way.
No, they were just in my dry ass linty pocket. Yeah, fool.
Very
Anyway.
fucking
Let me get these pocket worms out. You want one? So anyway, it slowly transitioned from an arcade to an arcade / pizza spot to a pizza spot / laundromat to just a laundromat, and then it was
What?
nothing. Yes, it was
Oh, how
odd.
did you go from the best thing to the worst thing?
That's just the way it was, and that was the only arcade that was around.
Laundromats are horrible.
Laundromats are horrible, and it's really bad now because that little fad took off, and now there are restaurant / laundromats just about everywhere, and it's the dumbest freaking thing.
That's nasty.
That is damn
That is-
nasty.
Oh, I don't even understand that. Why? Why would anybody do that?
Because when you
I
watch
hate
Oh,
it,
we're gonna do some laundry and grab some food.
There was only one time I liked the laundromat, and that was when I was working as a car detailer, and I had to go and take the wash rags to the laundromat and get them cleaned, and I had to sit there, and I was basically getting paid to do laundry.
Used to hate
Oh,
that mess, man. Because my ex girlfriend, she hated the way I folded clothes. Because I really don't try. So she would snatch the clothes away from me and fold all the clothes herself. It was my clothes, her clothes, and her three kids' clothes. And we would
is
be
this
there
a racist
for
girlfriend?
literally no, we would be there for literally 3.5 hours, 3.5 hours just doing laundry, if not more. I had no handheld. There was no TV in there. I didn't even have a freaking book. I just sat there like a jackass, just waiting. Like,
Yeah, I used to take my PSP with me. I'd be like, going to the laundromat? Oh, let me go grab something real quick. Like, you guys
The
gonna pay me to
laundromat
play
that
some
we used
Final
to go,
Fantasy?
Lord, the
nice.
laundromat we had around here had a TV, but I I, I didn't have much of it. I think it had like a vending machine I used to get some stupid peanut butter crackers or something out of. I can't remember. It was something to drink. That was a
Peanut
highlight
butter,
of going to the laundromat.
peanut butter crack.
ah,
Cracker.
young blackout. One last thing that I really don't miss, but used to be a pain in the ass, was batteries for your portable systems.
Those, yeah,
Ugh.
and they don't last long either.
Nope.
It die like
Yeah,
really fast.
you put in like eight double A's for like 4 hours of battery life.
I remember
My
what.
my Game Boy Color, I had one of those third-party rechargeable packs that you'd put
Oh
toss in there.
Lord, those big ass things.
No, no, no. The game, sorry, Game Boy Advance. Those actually were not huge. They fit. They fit in there, fit perfectly. They were the size of AA batteries, but they just had the piece of plastic that as the cover
Uh
built
Yeah,
into it.
Like with the Wiimotes.
Yeah.
huh. Yep. I
Yeah, I
actually
just
got a
had
few
one
of
of those
those,
for the Wiimote.
and that's
I
another
actually,
freaking thing. Batteries for controllers were a pain in the ass. Lord, I hated that shit.
Xbox still does that shit, doesn't it?
Yes, they
Oh,
do. I
it
actually
does.
have
Well,
one right here. I got one right here that's
even with the
on,
Xbox Series X
even with
slash
the
S.
Xbox Series X. So because
Oh God.
the Series S and X are backwards compatible with all the controllers from 360 and Xbox One. So batteries
They
are
can be
going.
backward compatible without having those super battery packs. I mean, actual batteries.
How is
Well,
it that
I had
Nintendo,
so bad
usually
the
the
same.
ones behind the game, like already moved on to rechargeable controllers, but Xbox can't?
Yeah. Oh, but you could
so it
always
is
buy those
still a
battery packs
problem.
with Xbox, and I had like five of those things. But they die out so bad. Like like the longer you use them, they just like don't hold a charge anymore. I probably had like four of those for real. I still got them sitting
But
down here
it's
while I'm
actually
drinking
a
my Xbox.
hybrid because I can plug it up and it works just fine, no problem. But if I want it wireless, it has to be the batteries or the battery pack.
But but
I
that's
bet you be spending a lot of money at Amazon.
Nope, I've never bought a battery pack for this damn thing yet. I just plug it up,
Oh,
and
fair enough.
it's good to go. All right, folks. I think that is the end of our episode. It has been quite a while. It's been June, so this is gonna be the podcast whenever the hell we feel like making it. Also, too, I forgot to mention it in the beginning, but in the background there's a video of some gameplay of Death's Door, which is a gorgeous little indie game. It gives me vibes of Legend of Zelda. It's a top-down like explorer game. You're cute little crow, and you're basically a soul retriever. And the game is pretty
Come on,
tough.
get your shotting gun.
The game is pretty tough. You basically go from area to area. It's just like Legend of Zelda, where you have to get a weapon upgrade to access the next area. Um, it's very minimal in combat, but you will get swarmed and you will get killed pretty quickly if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. The soundtrack is
Like
amazing.
attacking some cuckoos.
What? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The sound design is on point. Like you feel every hit. Um, the story is actually funny as hell. One of the first characters I came across is a character named Pothead, and it's an actual guy with a pot on his head. And the story behind that is actually really, really interesting. So if you're watching the video, you're watching me take on one of the first bosses and exploring a little bit. So enjoy that. But with that being said, this episode is done.
This was also an episode of EXP Reviews. Bug buzzard into the ESP podcast.
That was not a review. That was just like a little synopsis of the game. Damn it!
He's getting
But
paid
Yeah,
to
no.
talk about it.
shit, I wish. But I will be reviewing the game once I beat it because I know it is short. But it's going to be a good review already, unless it like turns for the worst
If you
halfway for
get
some reason.
pry yourself away from 14,
Final Fantasy 14, second mission of the night. Yes, every couple of days I take a break from 14 just to play. So I do have other games to play still, despite the fact that I'm loving Final Fantasy 14, which is actually supposed to be the topic of tonight, but we changed our minds.
I think some of our viewers are like, you talking too much about Final Fantasy 14 lately.
Almost every episode of EXP Clips is about Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, I know.
maybe they need to start playing it so they can understand it.
Exactly. The last 10 to 12 clips I've posted on YouTube, our YouTube page, has been about
I see
Final
nothing
Fantasy.
wrong with that.
I don't either. It's a beautiful thing. Stay tuned because there's going to be an episode of bonus points actually, and we're going to play some what the hell, Breath of Fire with Kevin.
That's not bonus points. That's
Hey,
whatever the heck you call
it is what I said it is.
No,
It's bonus points.
Straight. Bonus points is what we have on competition,
That is not true.
and that ain't no.
The first episode of bonus
That's not
points, we talked about horse balls. That is not competition. So,
No, I thought that was an EXP. Whatever.
that was bonus points because I actually watched it a couple of days ago, and Kim, you were hilarious in the episode. You were so good, funny.
Then what in the actual blue hell is the thing where we have our competition?
Fuck. That's the end game.
All right, okay, you're right.
But we have not done the end game
freaking
in
Mega Man. I forgot because it's been
quite-
like 3
in
months
quite a
since we've done
while.
an end game.
But there has been an episode of bonus points when we did do it. Anyway, that is the end of the episode. Always glad to be back with you guys and have some fun. And don't forget, gamers, to keep on.
Leveling up.
Yes, sir.
That was very out of sync.
Dun, 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 dun.